A Soviet officer sat in a dark control room staring at the screen. It showed something terrifying: a nuclear missile heading for the Soviet Union. He had only minutes to react. If he was wrong, millions would die. But what he did next saved the world. The year was 1983. The Cold War was at its peak. The world's two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, were on the edge of war, ready to launch nuclear weapons at any moment. On September 26, deep inside a Soviet military bunker, one man was in charge of monitoring the Soviet Union's nuclear warning system. His name? Stanislav Petrov. Suddenly, alarms started screaming. The screen showed an incoming nuclear missile. Then another and another. 5 missiles in total. The computer confirmed an attack. Petrov had one job: to report this attack to his superiors. If he did, the Soviets would immediately launch their own nuclear missiles at once. It would mean the end of the world. He had only minutes to decide. Was this real, or a deadly mistake? Every piece of technology told him the attack was real. But something felt wrong. The system showed only 5 missiles, too small for a real attack. He thought, as if the us were attacking, wouldn't they fire hundreds of missiles? Not just 5. Against all orders, he refused to report the attack. He told his commanders, as it's a false alarm. But what if he was wrong?
Minutes passed. No missiles arrived. He was right. The computer had made a mistake. If he had followed orders, the world would have ended that day. Instead of being rewarded, Petrov was interrogated. The Soviet government covered up the incident. They couldn't admit their system had failed. For decades, no one knew what he had done. It wasn't until years later that his story was revealed. One man's decision saved the world, and almost no one knew his name. Stanislav Petrov wasn't a soldier, a politician, or a famous leader, but he made the most important decision in human history. Because of one man's courage, we are still here today. One choice and history could have been very different.